you to be your absolute best. I am your host, Lady Cee Cee, and I'm glad to be here today. This is what I want to talk to you about today, everyone. Face your fears with confidence. Do you have any fears? Is there anything in your life that you have allowed to hinder you from being your absolute best? Let's think about that for a moment. Do I have any fears? Is there anything hindering me from being my absolute best? I would have to scream with an yes, yes, and yes. That's me included, you all. I am not immune to allowing things to cause me a little bit fear. We've heard, some of us, that fear is false evidence appearing real. And the truth of the matter is this about fears. What doesn't get handled, it continues, you all. And so your fear really isn't, I believe it's in your mind, right? So we got to get our minds right. We got to check our mindsets. We got to check what we're thinking. We got to check what we're feeding our minds. And we got to check our circle. When's the last time you checked your friend circle? Let that marinate a minute. When is the last time you checked your friend circle? Or have you just gone and on like normal and just like, they're my friends. I've known them all my life, so they're my friends. And there's nothing wrong with having lifelong friends at all. But for me, I have levels. And what I mean levels is the people that are in my inner circle are those that will hold me accountable, are those that I know without a doubt have my best interest at heart. They're my secret keepers. They're my confidants. They're my mentors. They're a little bit of it all. But I know that they want to see me soar. I know that they want to see me win. Do you have any of those? And then there are others that are close, but I don't need 18 million friends. Like, guys, let's be honest. We go to Facebook, and some of us have 5,000 friends on Facebook, but we don't even get 10% that will like a post, share a post, comment on a post. Why are they called friends anyway? I really wish Facebook would do something, and acquaintances, associates, something, people that know you through people or something, because they're not friends. Because I believe that friends support, right? And so who's on your friend circle? Because your friends will help you face those fears. Because you'll realize when talking to them, or if you have mentors or those close confidants, that it's in your mind. Your mind is a battlefield. It really, really is. That is where we play out the lies. We buy into the lies. That's where the stories are told. That's where our conditioning has happened since we were kids. And we believed it. And we absolutely believed it. And unfortunately, we shouldn't have. And I don't like to tell people what they should or shouldn't do. But in this case, we shouldn't have. But we were taught what we were taught. And they did the best that they could with what they knew our parents did. In most cases. Right? But once you become an adult, we get to make different choices. But some of us have been so conditioned by family. The family did this. The mom was a doctor. The dad was a lawyer. So that's what your expectation is. And you fall into that line because you're fearful of disappointing. Right? Do I have any people pleasers out there? People that have been afraid to say no to mothers or fathers or friends or sisters or brothers or husbands, wives, boyfriends, girl, whatever, because you are afraid that they will leave your life, and that fear shows up, so you concede to whatever they want for you. And a lot of people are walking around living in other people's lives. Let that sit for a second. Let's have a moment of silence about that. We are walking around living other people's lives and not our own, and wondering why we are miserable. We're not happy. We're unfulfilled. Fear shows up. Do I have any? I don't feel good enough, smart enough, pretty enough, anything enough. Again, that goes back to the conditioning. You may have heard you'll never amount to anything from your parents. God forbid. But some have said that to their children. But I want to say to you today, you are more than enough. You have everything that you need on the inside of you. God gave it to you. He didn't leave you without what you needed. The problem is we've allowed another flawed being to dictate to us who we are, what we do, what we are allowed to be, when they themselves aren't rolling on all tens. They aren't living their quote-unquote best life, right? But they're trying to control you and tell you what to do when their life is messy. That's called hypocrisy, by the way. And so we allow the fear to stop us, but we have to face our fears with confidence. You have to be bold in this year. You have to stand up for yourself. You have to give your voice a voice. Now, I'm a voice of the voiceless. I don't mind saying what needs to be said. I don't care who likes it or not. It is what it is. I will not lose sleep, and I don't want you to lose it either. I want you to stand up for you. There's a way to stand up for you without being rude, disrespectful, or any of that. And guess what? You all know is a complete sentence. So when you are facing your fears, and maybe that's telling somebody no because you think they're going to leave, let me tell you something. If they do, they were meant to. People are in our lives for reasons, seasons, or a lifetime. We have some ride or dies that have been around a long time because we are in the flow. We are in the rhythm. We vibe with one another. You have those too, I'm sure. Some of us have some that we allow to hang around too long, and they're not serving a purpose of our greatness. Because each and every one of you are great. Each and every one of you have a thing in you, a gifting, a talent that you are a master at. You may not be working on it, or you may not be using it, but you have it. Some of us are fearful of success. Because if I win at this, they're going to have expectations. And let me tell you, you're absolutely right. But that is sad if you fear success so much that you won't do anything. Because let me say this to you, that gift, that talent that you have, God gave it to you, not for you. He gave it to you to use, to pour into, and be a blessing to other people and humanity at large. To be a change agent in the world, to impact this world. But if you don't show up authentically yourself every single day, the real you, not your representative. Stop showing people your representative. Because when they meet your representative and then they get to know you further, then they find out there are things that may be something that they are not into, but you weren't real because you wanted to please them. Be real, be true, be authentic, and be you, is what I say every day to people. Just be you. God has people that he will draw to you because you have something to give them. It's about a giver's economy, ladies and gentlemen. Givers gain. I promise you they do. If you don't believe me, go ask Bill Gates. Givers gain. When you give, God will bless your life. You have to be willing to pour out of yourself into others so that they get what they need to pour into others. It has to be a each one reach one situation. So it is my desire with Lady Cee Cee's World, as I said, to engage, educate, and elevate you to be your absolute authentic self every single day. To pour into others so that they pour down. That trickle down effect, where I pour out what's been poured in. I am the cup, so my cup is never empty. And so are you. I'm an avid reader, lover of words. If you are not, I'm just suggesting that you do this year. There's power behind the written word. I love books in my hands. I love being able to curl up with a blanket and a cup of hot cocoa or tea or something and read and learn and educate myself so that I can share it with you all. Right? So that I can get better every day, so that I can stretch my mind. See, because reading can help against dementia, Alzheimer's, and Parkinson's. We have to use our brains, brothers and sisters. So let's just really understand that we must face our fears with confidence. You have everything you need on the inside of you. But you have to sit down and ask yourself some really good questions. And I often suggest, and here's some homework for you, to get a notebook or journal, whatever you want to call it. Sit down with some classical or jazz, no words, because you'll start singing the words. And really go inside and ask yourself some inner questions. Who am I? Why am I here? What is my divine assignment from God? We all have the same purpose, but that's another conversation. And allow God to speak to you and tell you what he has for you to do. Ask him about the gifts that he's given you and how does he want you to use them to be a blessing to humanity. I believe that if we all focused on our business instead of minding other people's business, the world we would be in would be a better place today. Not that we don't help each other, not that we don't have our circles of influence. Join a mastermind, a group that is willing to have, that you're willing to tell you like it is. I'm a part of an amazing community called Healing Our Vulnerabilities. If you would like any more information on that, you can reach out to me by emailing me at Coach Cee Cee, that's CEECEE at gmail.com, and say, can you give me information on the mastermind community that you are a part of? I promise you, because we have to be healed first and we have to be vulnerable. It is a great community of African Americans getting together to lift, to encourage, to empower one another. So if that's something you're interested in, you can definitely reach out to me about that. A lot of things going on that may be able to help you. So if you don't know where to start, if you want to start a business and you haven't yet because you don't know what to do, reach out to me. I have some resources that can assist you. You guys, I am an information broker. I'm a resource. I love giving information that can help people win and succeed. Your win is my win. So again, if I can help in any way, reach out to me at CoachCC at gmail.com. So again, face your fears with confidence. You already have everything you need to win in life. You just have to be willing to step up, get out of the box, be uncomfortable, because it is going to be uncomfortable. I'm a witness. But if you need somebody to hold your hand a little bit, we can talk about that too. Thank you for joining Lady Ceece's World, where we do this. We engage, educate, and elevate you to being your authentic self. From the inside out, remember this. Be real, be true, be authentic, and be you, because you're certainly more than enough. And guess what? I love you. There's absolutely nothing you can do about it but love me back. And I'll take that. Talk to you next time.